Your first instinct for every question should be, how can I put this in the calculator? Because Desmos will almost take this SOL for you. Okay, so let's look at the first one. What is the value of that expression when n equals -15? Now you're going to need to do a lot of watching up here to see this. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to type that in. It's -2. I'm going to go to the absolute value. Where is the absolute? There it is. Absolute value of what is it? N plus 6. Then what am I going to do? Yep. And what was it? N equals -15. Now, real quick, it won't work if it's X. So what would you do if it's X? Make it A or N or any other letter of the alphabet. But what's our answer for this one? Yep. -18, B as in Barracuda. All right. Which expression is equivalent to this? Now, unfortunately, you would need to actually work this one out because it's got X's and Y's in there. First step, you're going to distribute that 1/6. 1/6 of 30. What that means is 30 divided by 6. So what's that going to give you? 5x. But if you didn't know 1/6 times 30, what would you do? Put it in the calculator. You do me a favor and write this down with me, or do you need a pencil? You're good? Okay. Minus 1/6 of 24. What that means is 24 divided by 6 is 4. So 4y. We're going to do the same thing here, except we're distributing a -1/8. So -1/8 times 32. What that means is 32 divided by -8. Good. -4x. But if you didn't know, put it in the calculator. All right. And then here the negatives are going to cancel. It'll be plus 2y because the negatives cancel. But he got the number right. So lay off. All right. Then you're going to put like terms together. 5x minus 4x is just x. Good. And then -4y plus 2y is -2y. So x minus 2y, again, B as in boa constrictor. All right. Which expression represents 4 less than half a number? When it says less than or greater than, it switches the order. So when it says 4 less than something, you want something minus 4. Let's see. It is 1/2 n minus 4.
My head goes crazy during SOL, so I be for
Well, the SOL is not timed. You can take as long as you need.
No, I need less time.
And I'm going to say this on the recording too. If no one ever sat you down and explained this to you, you need to go and answer all the ones that you can. For all the ones you're going to guess on, you need to put the same letter for all of them, like make them all A. I don't care which letter you pick, because probability wise, mathematically, like statistically, you'll be more likely to get some of them right. In theory, if you went in there and put A for everything, you should get 25%, right? So all the ones you're going to guess on, put the same letter for all of them. Okay.
I usually
Now we're going to look at unit 2. We're not going off on a tangent here. Now look at this next one. You're going to put this in the calculator. Are you guys looking?
Yeah.
You don't even have to actually work it out. Now this one says n, I'm going to put x. So it's 3x minus 7 divided by 6. You see how I did that?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go down to the next line and put the other part of that. It's 2x plus 5 divided by, what is it? Are you reading along with me? 3. And then we're going to click on the intersection, which I might need to move the graph. Do you see this over here? What is the x number? -17 is your answer. You put the left side of the equal sign into the calculator. You put the right side, and then you click the intersection. What was it? -17? Went away from me. What's that? I really think you are too. You just need to focus and listen to me. You're all very smart, okay? You just need to focus. All right, a formula to find angle measures of an isosceles triangle is shown. None of those words really matter. What's important is the formula there, so don't let that throw you off, right? Which equation can be used to find x? That means get x by itself. How do you get rid of plus y? What's the opposite of plus
y?
So you're going to do minus y to both sides.
Minus y.
Good. Okay, hold on. 180 minus y equals 2x. And then you're going to divide by 2. Good. A is an apple. All right. Malik can spend no more than $24. You've only got $24. Can you spend $25 or $26?
No.
No, you want 24 or less. Before I even read any of the rest of that, which two graphs can you get rid of? You need shaded below. You need less than.
A and B.
You can get rid of A and B, or A and C. Yeah, I don't know why it's written like that. All right, so we're gonna get rid of those two because you need it shaded in underneath. And then you can narrow it down based on the solid or dotted. He has $24, which means he could spend $24. So we can include that number, and so we want the solid one. So D for that one. All right, unit 3. So these were all your function notations. For this one, you're gonna type it in. Let me share my screen. Your first instinct should be, how do I type this in? We're gonna do f of x equals x minus 3, what is it, squared plus 1. Then down here, we're gonna put f of, what is it, 6? What's the answer? 10. Type it into Desmos. What letter is that? C is in coconut. All right. Now here it says which is a function. Be really careful because sometimes they say which one is a function and sometimes they say which one is not a function. So make sure you read. It has to pass the vertical line test. Which one passes? B. Good. B is in Barracuda. So all the other ones, if you draw a vertical line through, it's going to hit more than once. So those ones fail. All right, this one is asking you for the range. Is range X or Y?
Y.
Range is Y. Now watch me point to this. We did this with the U-shaped ones. Where does it stop? What? -4. Do you want everything above -4 or below? Above. Read the choices. I know it's small, but I can read it and I'm old, so you can too. You want,
B is in barn.
no, it is not B.
C as in cart.
D is in
D,
barn.
do you see how, are you even reading? See, this is the problem, is you're very smart, but you don't calm down long enough to read. What about D means that D is the answer? What does it say? Greater than, you want above -4. Now go ahead and put that.
Thanks, man. So,
You need to work on that. That's a personal problem. I can't
Yes,
fix that.
well,
All right, these are your lines. Do you remember slope and stuff, counting the little boxes? Which is closest to the value of the slope? First of all, do you see how this line is going down? Needs to be a negative answer, so you can get rid of which two choices? C and D. It is B. You go down 1/6.
B for Baka.
All right. Next one. I don't have these numbered. I just did 3 problems per unit. Which equation best represents this line? Your first instinct should be, how do I do this problem? Type it in the calculator. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type all of the choices and we're going to pick the one that looks like
C.
what's there.
C as in car.
All right, let's see if you're right. Does that one look like the line? The one I just typed, or you guys think it's C? Well, let me type in C. 1/3 X, oops. -4. Does that one look like the line?
C as in car.
C is correct. Good job. Now, how did you do that without me typing them in? Because you are very smart. Up 1/3, slope of 1/3. See, you guys are so smart. All right, you just need to calm down long enough to. Then it would be up 3/1. If it's a slope of 3, pretend it started at the origin. Hey guys, that was a good question. Are you listening? A slope of 3 would look like that.
C for cat.
Correct. If it's steeper. Did you guys all listen to that? Because that was a very good conversation we just had. Steeper. If it's a fraction, then it's not. All right. What graph represents this equation? Again, I'm going to type them in. Shush. And we're going to pick which one looks like that. Now, this one isn't in y equals mx plus b, so it's harder to tell. So it's 4x plus 5y equals -20. Which one, A, B, C, or D, looks like that?
A.
Good. A lot of it. And you can put a lot in the calculator. Now, I didn't have one on here like this. Shush.
B as in.
Now, listen, I didn't have one on here like this, but what is the slope of a horizontal line? 0. Do you remember Hoy, Vux? So horizontal would be y equals a number. What's the slope of a vertical line? Undefined, and it would be x equals enough.
Wait, what if it's, zero, what is zero?
0 is like this,
What
horizontal.
are the other?
Then vertical is undefined. It's like this.
Is there another?
No.
I swear there was.
All right, we're moving on. Which equation represents a line that goes through those 2 points? Guess what we're gonna do, guys? Put them in the calculator. All right, so look, it's negative, what is the first one? Y equals negative 2x plus 14. Do you see that there?
Oh, infinite.
Now, here I'm gonna put the points, negative 4 comma 4. Do you see that? And then what's the other one? 8 comma negative 2. Does that line go through both the points? No. All right, let's test the next one. And please stop talking over me. It's negative 2x minus 4. Does that go through both the points? No. All right, let's test the third one. Negative 1/2 x plus 2. Does that go through both the points? Yes, that's your answer.
C for
What's
chocolate.
We haven't done one of those yet. Can you just wait? I will get there. I have a review of the entire year, so just hold on. We're gonna get there. All right. Oh, here we go. This is what I was just bringing up. Horizontal line. Horizontal means it should be y equals, so which choices can you get rid of?
C.
A and C, get rid of those. And looking at this point, which one's the y number? 5. Y equals 5, the second one. Good.
B for birthday cake.
All right, this is what you were talking about. See this right here? Infinitely many, that's what you were asking about, okay? So for your system, you're gonna type it in. The answer is where they do what? Intersect. But if they land right on top of each other, that's the infinite solution. If they're parallel and they don't touch at all, then it's what?
No solution.
No, good,
Oh, yeah.
perfect, no solution. All right, so let's type this one in. You guys read the first one too. What's the first equation? So I don't have to keep looking back.
2x plus 4y.
All right, 2x plus 4y equals 22. All right, then what's the other one?
7x plus y.
All right, I'm gonna click on the intersection, 1, 5. C. Now, sometimes they ask only for X, sometimes they ask only for Y. If they asked, for example, only for Y, which number would it be? 5, okay? All right, which system has negative 3 comma 1 as a solution? Let's go ahead and type them in. All right, what's the first one? X plus Y less than negative 2. I know you're watching me type stuff, but it's not hard. Are you guys all focused for me here? Just about. You can pretty much have Desmos take this thing for you. There's that less than negative 9. And then I'm going to come down here and put the point. What was the point? 1. Okay. Now it needs to be in the double shaded section. Is that what it is not? All right. So let's try the next one. The first equation or the first inequality is the same. 2x minus 3y. Oh, all it is that it's less than or equal to. Well, is that good enough? Is that point in the double shaded part? No. All right. So it's not B either. All right. This one has a less than equal to.
It's not down, like it's same, but first.
Yeah, I think they're both going to need to be equal to, right? So if they're both equal to, then we can count that point. So which one is that?
Yes.
D is in dimple. All right, and then last one, you need to focus. You need to rally. This is our last day before you're gonna go take this. All right, what is the solution? Where is this intersection? Just count the little boxes to that point. X comma Y. 3, negative 7. There we go. B. All right, flip it over. Yes.
You have a ballpark on questions.
So and I'll put this on the recording to answer that. I think it's 60, but only 50 of them count. The others are what are called field questions where they're just testing it. Okay. Just do your best. Well, they're on YouTube.
7.
Stop that. That makes me anxious.
All
right. Which is equivalent to this? You're going to play tug of war. Shh. Which side wins for A? The top. By how much? 9. Good. Which side wins for B? Bottom by 4. So stop that. Which one is that? A. Good. Perfect.
Good job, Cal.
Do you see any variables in this? Are there X's and Y? No. So guess what we're going to do? Put it in Desmos. Okay, so I'm going to type, and this one's a square root, but do you guys remember how to type a cube root? CBRT is cube root. All right, so I typed in 128 Square root of 128. So the first one is 8 square root 2. Does that match? Yay, that's the first answer.
That's how you do this. There's a lot simpler now.
Cool. All right. Oh, here's a cube root. Do you see any variables? No. Type it in the calculator. So let's type this in. CBRT, what is it? 48. Do you have a guess which one it is? You want to guess C? Well, I don't think it's going to be C or D.
It's B,
You want to try B?
B as in box.
All right. 6 cube root of 2. Does that match? No. All right. So let's do 2 cube root of 6. Does that match? Yes. All right. So it's A.
What?
Listen, if there are variables, you can't type it in. Do you remember draw the 2 little houses and split it up? That's how you would have to do that. All right, we're getting closer to the end here. This is more recent stuff. Polynomials, here are your algebra tiles. We want the one that's x plus 3 by x plus 4. You're just gonna look along the edges. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you which one it is. Do you see how along the edge here, this would be x plus 4? Do you see how there's this and then 4 little ones? And do you see how along this side, it would be x plus 3? So D is your answer for that. All right, here, you're gonna do all your like terms. Do you see something that matches with a 4x squared? Good. And then I think there's one more as well. Do you guys see? Minus 1x squared. So let's do that together. 4 plus 7 is 11. Minus 1, 10. So 10x squared. So you can get rid of D. All right, what goes with the minus 3x?
Plus 7 base.
That's a good point. Why can you get rid of C as well? Thank you. Because it's not squared. Good. All right, so negative 3x plus 7x would be 4x. And so we know our answer is A without even finishing the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not hard. You just have to focus. All right. I already answered that.
IKEA.
All right. You're going to draw your X box. Shush. You're going to multiply 2 times negative 42. That would be negative 84. Negative 5 goes on the bottom. What I'm going to go and type in the calculator, because I don't expect that you know all the numbers that go into 84. I'm going to type 84 divide X. Shush, you might not know this one. And you're going to make your table. So you need to find a pair of numbers that adds or subtracts to be 5. Don't worry about the fact that it's negative. 7 and 12. Good job.
Oh.
Are you all right? Will you please sit facing forward? Minus 12. Now you're going to take those 2 numbers and put them over 2. So it's 7 over 2, which does not reduce. Negative 12 over 2 does. Good job. And then when you draw your 2 sets of parentheses, you have to start with the denominator.
2x
Good.
plus 7.
Plus 7, and this would be 1x. Now, here's the thing. They used n instead of x, fine, whatever. And it's only one or the other. So look through carefully, which one is it?
D for duck. No, donkey.
D for dog. All right, this one, you can type in the calculator. Can you guys watch? And actually factoring, you can type in the calculator too if they give you both factors, but if they only give you one or the other, you can't type that in. Now I'm gonna use x instead of n. So this is gonna be 3 plus x minus 2x squared divided by 1 plus x. Do you guys see how I just typed that in? Now, whichever one lands directly on top of it is our answer. So let's do 2x minus 3. Does that match up? No. What's the next one? 3 minus 2x. Does that match up right on top of each other?
Yeah.
That's your answer. Type it in. All right. And then which is a factor of this? I can't type that in the calculator because I don't have both factors, but you guys understand what I'm saying? If you have both of them, you can type it in and just pick the one that matches up. Like, actually, they'll be U-shapes. They'll land right on top of each other. All right, negative 6 goes on the top. What goes in the middle? Or what goes on the bottom of this that we have in the middle here? Good. Perfect. What numbers multiply together to equal 6?
3 and 2.
Good. Hanging in there with me? Which one's negative? The 3. Good. So it will be x minus 3 and x plus 2. Now it's one or the other, so be careful. Which one's your answer?
X minus 1.
X minus 3. Good. So that's C. All right, go ahead and flip over, last page. Shush, shush.
My unit is.
Oh, we made it to unit 10, last unit. All right, this is the stuff we were just doing. Direct variation. Two things have to happen for it to be direct variation. It has to go through the origin and it has to be,
Function.
well, a straight line. Stop that. So I'm gonna put in these tables and we're gonna see which one goes through the origin and is a straight line. Do you see how I just typed that in?
That one does.
That does not go through the origin. It would make a line, but it doesn't go through the origin. All right, 5, 7, 9. That makes a line, but is it gonna go through the origin? No. All right, so let's do the next one. What is the next one? 4, 8, 12. What do you think about that one?
Yes.
No.
Is that going down for? I think it will. Here, let me put 0, 0 on the chart. There, does that look like that matches up? I think that's our answer. Here, let's try the last one. What is it? 9, 7, 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. So it's definitely, yeah, see, try them all. So it's definitely gonna be B for that one. All right, which number is a 0? You have to know that 0 means x-intercept. So all we're gonna do is type this in and look at the x-intercepts, but so you actually have to know that vocabulary. All right, so it's x squared plus 3x minus 18. Can you just look for me? What's the first one? -6, and the other one, 3. Now, I think it's only one or the other of those. So -6 is your answer, but you have to know that vocabulary. If you don't know that 0 means x-intercept, then you can't do that. All right, and then the last one, we're gonna type that in. Do you guys remember how to do this? Plus sign table? This was more recent. Do you guys remember those? This was actually the page on the test that you guys did really well on overall. So like, just make sure you do this on the actual SOL. Oh my gosh, 143. These numbers are huge. 51, 42, 97. Where do I click to see it? Now, is it a line or a U shape? Well, your choices are line or U shape. Does it look like a U shape? No, it doesn't bend, so it's going to be a line. So we're going to type in what? What do we put if it's a line? Good. It's y equals mx plus b, but what would it be if it was the U shape? It would be y equals, perfect, ax squared plus bx plus c. I'm going to put in the ones, change it to a tilde. Now, if you're in the back, you probably can't see that. It says the slope is 9.78. Or, oh, we're not actually writing the line. We have to do a prediction. Look at the, I want you to read, look at the paper. What does it say to predict? So I'm going to put x equals 13 and click on the intersection. I got 170.162. Is there one that's pretty close to 170? Yeah, Steve.